In the year 2016 AD, a group of embattled developers at UK-based digital automotive company AutoTrader found themselves faced with complex vanilla JS code and rising bundle sizes, causing slowdown on their mobile site. A desperate plan for salvation was hatched. They would replatform to a React single-page app. What follows is the harrowing tale of how their attempt descended into chaos, calamity, and nearly catastrophe. Ah! Blood, blood, blood! Ah! The squeamish should look away now, for this is the telltale metric with me, Edgar Allan Poe. Big in. Don't worry if you can't read the words, it's not a sing-along. Once upon a Tuesday dreary, as we coded weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious section of mobile platform, as we refactored, nearly crying, suddenly the tests were dying and we found ourselves trying to understand what on earth we'd gone into software development for. "'Tis a nightmare," we muttered. "This aging dinosaur, surely there must be something more."
So, who are AutoTrader? Well, we're a UK-based vehicle listing site. We list about 600,000 vehicles per day. We are the 12th biggest UK website, ahead of the likes of Gumtree, Twitter, and Netflix, to name a few. We have a metric here, 95 ad views per second, and this is actually one of the most important metrics for our business. Everyone is looking at it, so you don't mess with the ad views, as we're about to find out.
Deep into our React trial, with just a couple of small files, there we were, all grins and smiles, as SEO and visits soared. So our confidence abounded as the echo chamber sounded, and we cracked on, redesigning as we changed our website's core. You can imagine our surprise then, when we pushed it out the door. Quoth the metrics, nevermore.
AutoTrader practices data-driven development, meaning we use experimental data to inform our development decisions. We tried to put React live, and there was a negative impact on various metrics. As you can see there, the all-important ad views was down 30%. So what this meant was we had to revert and figure out what was wrong with the metrics. Something that immediately became apparent was that we changed too much at once. As well as bringing in React, we also changed the UX, rebranded the design, and rewrote some of the back end. How were we supposed to figure out which of these was causing the drop in the metrics? Or maybe it was all of them. It wasn't long before React became a dirty word in the company, actually.
React! Thing of evil! We have summoned up the devil! How the hell do we explain this to the folks on the top floor? Desolate, but ever chances, desperately we sought for answers, but with tracking that was pants. Well, we were guessing, nothing more. Is there an AB platform? Tell us, we implore. Quoth the ops team, nevermore.
So, although AutoTrader has performed A/B testing on various environments for some time, for reasons out of our control, we couldn't do it on the mobile web platform. So, with no A/B, testing went a bit like this. We'd speculate and code a potential fix, push live to 100% of the users for a day, try to gauge if the fix had improved the metrics, which actually was quite tricky because we had tracking that was, there's certain aspects of tracking that was incomparable between the old and the new platform. That made it difficult. We'd see the metrics go down, revert, and this was happening one day a week, it was a horrifically slow feedback loop, and it went on as weeks turned into months.
With the project timelines dragging out and metrics sorely lagging, our resolve remained unflagging. It is too late to withdraw. Leave no fetch requests aborted, no SVGs wrongly imported. Get the bundle sizes sorted, and that component should be pure. We built a hasty A/B splitter, optimized our server calls. Gadzooks, the improvements we saw.
So what actually fixed the metrics? So we invested time in creating an A/B platform, first of all. That gave us our fast feedback loop so we could do multiple incremental tests per day. We started using things like Webpack Visualizer to analyze the bundle. And when we did this, we realized we were massively inflating the bundle by adding extra SVG icons due to using parameterized imports. What we should have done is loaded them in separate bundles and just loaded them in when necessary. The fix for this was to just use explicit imports rather than parameterized. We also used other tools like the flame chart, Lighthouse, and web page speed test. Using these techniques, we were able to identify that shortfalls in the performance were badly impacting that ad views metric. We found that performance issues were more pronounced on real devices compared with the simulated environments we were used to in the dev. Chatty and network calls slowed down rendering of the page, so we reduced the number of requests on first load from 10 to 3 by deferring them or handling them server-side. We further improved perceived performance by lazily loading certain elements on the page, like hidden menus on the nav or the footer.
Finally, we started winning, just like back at the beginning, though the team looked somewhat different from those many months before. Cripes, we cried, by Odin's beard. That almost got pretty weird. Against the odds, we've persevered. Our jobs are probably secure. Now let's go tell the dam about it. We'll fit right in there, I'm sure. Plus, isn't there free beer? Score.
So the year-long project had a high developer turnover, with only 2 of the original team remaining constant throughout. Actually, 70% of the original team reproduced during the replatforming. Yeah, literally had babies. Not necessarily with each other. So how endeth our harrowing tale? Edgar. Well, it's a bit of a trick question. It's not the end, it's just the beginning. For us, at least. React has actually improved the metrics. We've got company-wide adoption of React now, and JavaScript is treated as a first-class citizen on par with Java. We've even started hiring specifically for JavaScript developers and React developers. Using responsive styling, we write React code once and deploy across 2 platforms, desktop and mobile web, and we call this the consolidated platform.
So React, never quitting, still is sitting on our shiny mobile platform that we treasure and adore. With our metrics now appeased as we componentize with ease, and consolidating, please. It's like a child with a jigsaw. Our triumph for Auto Trader was bringing JS to the fore, where it'll be forevermore. That's it. Thanks a lot and good night.